This right here is the main reason your clients are not coming back. What's going on, y'all? I'm back with some more barber tips, and today I want to talk about client retention. It's one thing to get a client in your chair, but it's another thing to keep them. Retaining clients, getting them to come back, is just as important or maybe even more important than getting a client in your chair in the first place. So let's talk about why clients leave. A couple weeks ago, I put a poll out on Instagram. I asked all my followers, if you have ever left a barber, stopped going to a barber that you were once going to, what were the main reasons why? I did this because I wanted to take a poll. I wanted to kind of get a feel for why most clients are leaving, why most clients stop going to their barber, so that hopefully I could compile a pretty solid list. That way you as a barber can take that list and try to apply a few main things of what not to do. Well, it was a lot of fun seeing everybody's responses. Some people had some funny things to say. Some people, could tell they've been scarred, they've been hurt in the past. So come on, let's dive right on into it. Now, I got a lot of different responses, but just to make it short and concise, I compiled the 6 main reasons why most clients stop going to a barber that they were once going to. With each of these 6 responses, I want you as the barber to ask yourself, is this something that I can change? Is this something that I want to change? Is this something that I need to change? And then go ahead and act accordingly. The first main reason why clients may leave a barber is because that barber is too expensive. Quite a few people had this response. They didn't necessarily say if that barber went up on the price and it became too expensive, or if that barber was always expensive and they didn't want to pay that price anymore, or maybe their financial situation changed and they couldn't afford to pay the price anymore. Whatever the situation may be, price is often an inhibiting factor on whether or not a client is gonna come to a barber and stay with a barber. So you as a barber need to ask yourself, does my price fit with where my supply and demand is? Does my price fit with the size of my clientele? Am I nice and fully booked? Am I not booked enough? If you're not booked enough, you're struggling to build a clientele, then your price may be too high. If you're too booked all the time, then your price may be too low and you need to go up in your price. Clients often leave a barber because the barber is too expensive. Now, it's not necessarily a bad thing for the barber. I mean, depending on your situation, this could be fine and just part of the process. Not everybody wants to pay a certain price for a haircut, and that's okay. That's completely fine. They can find another barber that's more within their price range. So that's not necessarily always a bad thing. If you're a barber and you're wondering if your price is too expensive, go ahead and check out my previous video on when a barber should raise their price. Now next, number 2, the second reason why clients often leave their barber. The second reason why many clients leave their barber or stop going to a barber that they were going to is because the skill just isn't up to par. Either the skill isn't there or that barber is not consistent. A lot of people said, one day my barber will be good, he'll get me right, but then the next day it's a little off, the line's off, the fade's not hitting the same. It seems like he's just inconsistent. Now you as a barber, is this because you're not trying anymore? Is this because you were having a rough day emotionally? I don't know what this is, but to remedy that issue, you need to tell yourself as a barber, no matter what price I am, no matter how many clients I have, I'm going to give my all for every single cut. I don't care if you're a barber that charges $20 or you're a barber that charges $200. You need to give your all on every single cut. At the end of the day, if you're not a good barber, you're not going to build clientele. So you need to give your all to every single cut. Now, everybody's on the journey of, becoming better at barbering. I'm still learning, I'm still growing, but you need to always be willing to improve and wanting to improve. Always learning new things, always learning new skills, always trying to do your next cut better than your last cut. That's the only way you're going to continue to grow. The third reason why a lot of clients leave their barber, I know y'all know this one, is because the barber is always late. I have had so many clients, so many new clients come sit in my chair, and guess what their complaint was? The barber was always late. I had to find a new barber because my barber, man, he's cold, he's really good, but he always had me waiting 30, 45 minutes, an hour. We're in a different day and age now. We're not in those days where you just pulled up to the shop, no appointment, and you're just waiting for hours and hours and hours and hours. We're in a day and age now where people like convenience. They like a schedule. A lot of your clients are going to be coming in on their lunch break, for example. They only have an hour to spare, hour and a half. A lot of clients have other meetings or other engagements they need to get to. I was talking with a new client the other day who said he literally left his barber and came to me because his barber, who was really good, was always late. And he said he tries to plan his self-care day, on Fridays. So he'll start out at the barbershop, get his haircut. Then from from there, he'll have his facial appointment. Then from there, he'll have, I don't know, a massage. I don't know what all goes into that self-care, but he had other appointments. So what was happening is that barber was making him 45 minutes, an hour late. So then he was late to his other appointments, and then he had to pay them a late fee for his other appointments. So he's just losing money after losing money and losing money because the barber was running late. Now, us as barbers, if we're gonna have a booking app, if we're gonna have appointments, we need to make it a priority to be on time. Now, I understand, things come up. A lot of times barbers are late because a client was late earlier in the day and they're trying to catch up. So I understand things happen. As the barber, sometimes you're gonna be 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, but you don't wanna be so late that you can't still give them a great cut and still be on time for your next appointment. You want your clients to respect your time, but you also have to respect their time. No matter how good you are, you're gonna lose a lot of clients if you're always running late. Just is what it is. The fourth reason why a lot of clients leave their barber is because the barber is too far. Now, maybe you're a barber and you moved into a different city. Maybe you moved into a different shop. Last year I moved from a shop in North Dallas to a shop towards Fort Worth. They're pretty far from each other. A lot of my clients, unfortunately, couldn't follow me. Now, I will tell you this, a lot of clients did follow me, but there were several that couldn't follow me, and that's completely understandable. You as the barber, you can't really be mad at that. It just is what it is. I mean, me personally, I'm not driving for an hour to get my hair cut. That's just me personally. Some people are willing to, and that's great. I got so much love for my clients that travel more than an hour for their haircut. But if you live too far from a client, a lot of times they're gonna stop going to you, even if you're great at cutting their hair. That just is what it is. There's not much you can do as a barber at that point. The fifth reason why clients stop going to a certain barber is because of a bad shop environment. I can't stress this enough. The shop environment that you have plays a big role on you retaining clientele. If there's a lot of profanity in your shop, if there's a lot of hostile conversation in your shop, it can push some people away. Now, I understand, people like to have fun in the barbershop. People like to crack jokes, all of that. People like to hang out, and that's cool, but that's not for everybody. If that's for you, cool. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. And, I like having that barbershop vibe, and that's important. But you as a individual barber, you just have to realize maybe the shop environment that I'm in is pushing people away. There's a huge pool of people out there for you to build your clientele from, but with you having a bad shop environment, you're limiting the size of that pool. People may come once to you. A lot of people come in with their kids. They may not be too fond of profanity, cursing, smoking, whatever may be going on in the shop, and that's gonna push them away. I'm not judging anybody for doing that, but I'm just saying in reality, it's gonna push some people away. So you as the barber need to ask yourself, is it worth it for me to stay? Is it worth it for me to find a different shop environment that might be more conducive to the clientele I'm trying to build? You just have to ask yourself that and weigh out the pros and cons and the balance of what you're trying to do, what you're trying to build. The sixth and final main reason why a lot of clients leave their barber is because the barber is too booked. Now, if you're the barber and you're too booked, good for you. That's a good accomplishment to reach. When you're too booked, you're fully booked, you have a lot more leeway in terms of growing your business. You can now raise your prices, you can scale back your hours potentially. You have a lot more freedom to grow when your schedule is fully booked. Say you're working 5 days a week, you're charging $40 a haircut, and you're fully booked every single week. Well, say you can cut 10 heads in a day. There's only 2 ways that you can increase how much money you're gonna earn. Well, you could stay at $40 for the rest of your life and never get a raise, never make any more money. You're capped out, you're set, you never have the potential to grow and make any more money for the rest of your life. Or you can choose one of these 2 options in terms of how to grow. Option 1 is you can cut more heads. You can say, okay, I'm cutting 10 heads a day, let me cut faster, and then maybe I can cut 15 or 20 heads a day. Well, me personally, I don't like that option. I can't cut fast. I just can't. I've tried, but I'm too detail oriented. I'm too much of a perfectionist to where I have to take my time on every single cut. So I know that for me as a barber, my style of cutting more heads is not the path for me to gain more income. The only path for me to gain more income behind the chair is for me to raise my prices. Well, when you're fully booked, you can justify raising your prices, because say I can cut 10 heads each day, I'm fully booked each day, and I have clients complaining that they're trying to get in but can't find a spot. That tells me I have a surplus of clientele, and if I raise my prices, I will still be fully booked at that higher price. So that's the only way that I can increase my income. Listen, if you're fully booked out all day, every day, that means you're killing it. That means you're doing a good job. Say you were working a corporate job, a 9 to 5, that means you're hitting all your deadlines, you're hitting all your project requirements, you're doing a great job, you're bringing a lot of money for the company. And so that company is gonna give you a raise. They're gonna give you a promotion, they're gonna give you a bonus because you're doing a great job. Well, as a barber, to put that in barber terms, we don't have a boss, we don't have a company that we work for to give us a promotion. So if we're killing it, we're doing a good job, we need to give ourselves a raise, we need to give ourselves a promotion. If you are fully booked up, that means you are doing a great job. You're doing a great job at your job, you deserve a promotion, you deserve a raise. The only way to get a raise as a barber is to give yourself one. So if you're fully booked, then it's time to raise your price. If you're not fully booked, if you have slim clientele, you're struggling to build your clientele, raising your price is going to have the opposite effect because it's going to make your clientele build up slower. If it's already building slow, raising your price is only going to slow that down even more. If you're already booked though, and you have surplus extra clients trying to get in, if you raise your price, a couple might drop off, but you still have all those extra that are trying to get in, so you'll still be fully booked all day, every day. So if your clients are leaving because you're too booked, that's actually a good thing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those were the 6 main reasons why clients often leave their barber. So you as a barber, if you're trying to build clientele, you're struggling with clients not coming back, take these 6 points into consideration and ask yourself, which one of these bullet points can I improve on? Where am I? Why am I losing clients? Is it one of these things? How can I change that? If you're a barber, you need to look at your career practically, pragmatically. You can't look at it based on what social media says. You can't base it on what other barbers say. You can't base it on what other barbers in your shop are doing. You have to base it on your personal situation and what is going to practically work for you to succeed. I hope this video helped somebody. If it helped you, if you liked it, please let me know down in the comments. If y'all could do me a huge favor, please like this video, comment down below, and also subscribe. I really appreciate it. It's going to help my YouTube channel grow. It's going to help me with the algorithm if y'all are liking it, y'all sharing it. So please go ahead and do that. Smash that like button, subscribe, and share. Also, go check out my other videos. I got a lot more content coming, and I'm looking forward to seeing y'all in the future. Peace.